Hi everyone and welcome back. So today's video for Warhammer Imperium is issue number 4, and with this issue we get the Scorpec Destroyers, and everybody knows that this is going to be a really good value purchase. $8.99 for the 3 destroyers. So here we go. So we get the plastic, we get the paint. We'll come to those in a little while. You get your 3 bases for the destroyers and 1 for the plasma sight. Let's have a quick look. So with this issue you get your magazine and you get another mat. Now this one is fairly large. So yeah, twice A3 maybe. Yeah, it's got to be at least twice A3. We've got a rockscape on that side and a Mars desert, red planet desert on that side. Okay. Very nice indeed. So let's have a look at the magazine. So on the front we get our Scorpec Destroyers, and we get in the magazine, it says on the front, we get Scorpec Destroyers, lead belcher, and it says our biggest battle yet. So open it up. Once again, first things first, Scorpec Destroyer unit, deranged Necron killers. And it gives you information about them, their weapons, and a little bit about their motivation. It then goes on to the battle record on the back, and then we get a little bit of information about the creation of Space Marines. So for those that know the lore, they are genetically altered superhumans who are taken as youngsters and become Space Marines over many years. To find an aspirant, which is the name for potential recruits. Or for those of us that used to be in the armed forces, they're just known as crows. We then have some information on the warp, destinations and demons. And then we get into the how to build the Scorpec Destroyers and plasma sight. So these are a little bit more complicated than the first few sets of miniatures, but they do build up quite nicely. We then have the how to paint, and for those of you that are going along with the magazine, you'll go back to your Rune Lord brass that you got in issue 2 to lay down a base colour, and then you'll throw on some lead belcher, and it then goes on to add in the lead belcher for your previous Necron warriors, and then add in the lead belcher to the assault intercessors and your Primaris lieutenant. Okay, then we get Destroyers Awakened, the playthrough. So it looks like the Primaris lieutenant and the 3 destroyers are in this particular playthrough. You set it up on your big board that you just got. Set up, unfold your large battle mat and lay it out on a flat surface such as kitchen table. Place your dice, range ruler, wound markers next to your battle mat for when you need them. Set up your miniatures on the battle mat, blah blah blah, and that's it. Doesn't actually say. Purge the living. Having been roused from their slumber by a canoptek plasma sight, the Scorpec Destroyers are consumed by their need to kill. Despite their drive for murder, they must protect the canoptek plasma sight so that it can bring more of their kind back online. And the assault intercessors destroy the Necrons Having reunited with their Primaris Lieutenant, the Assault Intercessors find themselves confronted by even more deadly foes. The Destroyer cults stalk the darkness. They must destroy the Canoptek plasma site before it can awaken. So that looks like the aim of the game. So the Space Marines have to destroy the plasma site, which is lurking at the far end of the board, and the Scorpec Destroyers have to protect it. Goes through the data sheets and then a turn-by-turn example playthrough. And there you go. Right, so end of this magazine. It goes on to tell you what you've got coming on in issue 5 and 6. In issue 5 and 6 you have your Primaris Captain coming, which is a limited edition sculpt for this particular run. And then in 6 you have the Aggressors coming with some Abaddon Black base paint. So that's the magazine. Let's have a look at the Scorpec Destroyers. Let me bring you in a little bit. And down you go. So, lifted straight out of Indomitus. These are the Scorpec Destroyers that were in that kit. Here's your plasma site, and that little bit there. They actually build up quite nice. I've got some examples that I will show you later. There's only one which I found a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit dodgy on the arm, which I think was this one. This particular arm here could have done with being a bit more secure in the way that it was moulded to the body. I think I bent it and it's a little bit wobbly on one of my completed destroyers. And we get, I think these are 50mm bases. Let's get the ruler out and have a look. So yeah, 50mm bases. And you get a 25mm base for the plasma site. And again, they're all secured with the hex keys on the bottom of their feet. And you get the lead belcher base paint, which is really good. It's great for basing metals, and my preferred way of painting the Necrons has been to spray them black, give them a good undercoat of, or base coat of lead belcher, and then paint on the Rune Lord brass afterwards. So what I will do is I will go away, cut a destroyer from the sprue and the plasma site so you can see how they build up, and I shall come back in a moment. And we're back. Right, so let's start off with the plasma site, which is nice and simple, 3 parts. And literally with this one you're just going to join the 2 halves together like thus. I'm going to run some glue in there just along that seam, and then the carapace top goes on, and again I'm just going to pop a bit of glue in there and So that's your plasma sight. Nice and easy, really simple. A little bit more complicated now. We've got one of the Scorpec Destroyers. Now, I've chosen the one with the single blade, and you're going to want parts numbered 9 to 16, 17. 9 to 17 on this one. So we start with the front of the torso and one of the arms. And this has to link in underneath there. So basically this particular piece goes into the shoulder recess, and this hooked end here comes up past the neck and into the hole in the front. We are then going to add in the face and other arm, and again this will hook under the shoulder and collarbone, and then it locates, that part locates in there, and oops, it's popped out. That's better. And then just simply with those three parts together, I am literally just going to add the glue and push the skull together, and the located rod in there is going to get some glue, and that's that. Next, another sub-assembly. So we've got the spine, or the spine, part of the upper spine by the look of it, and this needs to go that way up, so this bit is top. We then have the back of the carapace, and we have the lower spine and hips. Now you need to make sure this is rotated so that this hole will be able to take that pin. So this goes through there like so, and just push it, and then you marry them up you marry up the upper part there like so, and then that goes in like that, and I will just add in a bit of glue. Then we push fit this onto the front of the torso. Just be careful with the arms because they are quite fragile. And there you go. What I'm going to do is just add in a little bit of glue down the seams to make it more secure. So there is your upper torso assembly. We're then taking parts 16 and 17. So 16 is the part with a hex pin on it, and 17 is a leg without a hex pin, and these two form the front legs, and these two go on, one there and one there, and what I mistook earlier as the pin for the spine will actually be the locating hole for the rear leg, which will go into it just there. So I'll just pop in a little bit of glue And there you go. So they're very quick and simple to make or to build, and then just locate into, and I will just glue that. So there you go, that's how easy they are to make, and the plasma sight was really simple. Finished ones, we have the plasma sight, so looks like that when done and painted up, and your Scorpec. So that's the one that I've just built, and these are the other two, and this is the one where I was saying the arm may be a little bit less secure than perhaps I'd like, but there you go. So issue number 4, you get your Scorpec Destroyers, you get lead belch paint, and you get that rather great battle map, which I think I may use that as my, rather than the cutting mat, I may use that as my background underneath. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.